Hello, guys. Wait for some people to get in here. Well, this isn't going to be your normal Diddy video, so I want to wait a few seconds just so that if anybody gets notifications. If not, you'll be able to go back and watch the video. So, how's everybody been? Surviving this Biden administration. Oops, there goes two people. I'm just kidding. I hope everybody's been doing really good. So, I have done some research, like I always do, and I'm bringing it forward, and you're going to be like, this is like six, what do they call that? Six separations of Kevin, six something Kevin Bacon. It's like this person connects to this person, connects to this person, connects to this person, and you're going to be like, and I'm not monetized yet, so I don't know why I'm worried about it. Hi! Oh my goodness, good to see you again. Good to see everybody again. I need to start getting on here more. I should have had this done yesterday, but I went down a rabbit hole, and you guys are going to be like, well, we're going to start out with the rabbit hole. This isn't going to be a video going through the court paperwork, so if you're here for that, I'm sorry, I have it, and if you want me to, you know I love doing 6-hour lives. I'll be here all night telling you guys about the court paperwork. I got other stuff for you. I got some deep, dark, like, whoa, wait a minute, what the hell has been going on for the last 50 years type of stuff. So, without further ado, is it distorted? Okay, wait 1 second. There. Can you hear me now? Is that better or worse? No sound. Yes. Okay. That's what I thought. Perfect. Hi, Eli. All right. Ready, guys? Let's rock and roll. All right. So, let's start with this thing that I found that I think is really important, okay? And I need to start, present, share screen, and we're going to do screen, audio. All right. Here we go. Now, I want to make sure it comes up on your end. Oh, let me go back here. I want to do it like this. There we go. Bingo. Nope. Give me 1 second. I just want to make sure everything went. Yes. Okay. So, this is The Smoking Gun. It's been a blog that's been around for a little bit. And hi guys, sorry, I'm bad about that. I'm ADHD. If I see a hi, I'm gonna say hi, so I'm sorry. Okay, so this drug lord, now check out the date, guys. October 15th, 2013. We are talking 11 years ago. It's like 11 years ago this was out here. During a debriefing session with federal investigators, a drug lord named James Roseman, he also went by the name John Henchman, I think, or Henchson, or we're going to get to that. The music manager turned cocaine kingpin was reportedly questioned by the FBI about sexual preferences of certain entertainers, including whether Sean Diddy Combs was having sexual relationship with underage boys. Thank you, Phenomenal. Matter of fact, here, I don't think I have anybody, as long as you don't care. There you go. Anyhow, let's get back to this. So, in an affidavit, it says in an affidavit included as part of a new trial motion filed last month. Let's check this out. James Roseman affidavit, page 3. All right. And it says about a woman and starting to show naked pictures of different women to the defendant. Highlighted part. Questions became even more bizarre when prosecutor asked about entertainers' sexual preferences, including but not only Sean Combs having a sexual relationship with underage boys. This goes on. He was looking for a time reduction on a charge, whatever. But back in 2013, the FBI already had information that this was going on and allowed whatever was going on to happen for another 11 years. Remember that. All right. Now, next. Oops. This one. Okay. Now. Sorry. All right. So same thing. Drug lord, suspect quiz on Gene, Diddy, and Sharpton. Okay. Same blog. A year before, guys. A year before. Okay. Check it out. May 23rd, 2012. Okay. May 23rd, when accused narcotics kingpin hip-hop manager James Roseman met last year with federal investigators to try to strike an agreement, he was peppered with questions about any criminal activity on the part of Reverend Al Sharpton, Sean Diddy Combs, and get this one, Wyclef Jean. I told you this stuff was going to get dark. You may not like what you hear. Ugh, I don't need that pillow. Okay. You may not end up liking what you hear, but what you hear will be facts. It says, according to the IRS agent who testified yesterday in Roseman's trial in Brooklyn federal court, that was testified to on the stand. So there you go. And says it goes on. You can view the document. Here's the Roseman trial transcript. Says while the defendant was charged with money laundering at the time, was the defendant asked questions about other individuals in this proffer? It says, yes, I think several other names came up. We asked him about Aaron Ferguson, who was someone the government was aware of and had prosecuted years ago. The defendant acknowledged a drug dealing business with Aaron Ferguson, but it was smaller, and that he had only transacted about 1 kilo at a time. I'm going to keep going. Ready? This is where Diddy comes in. Here we go. He was asked about several other people. It says, or who else? Question. Who? This is his direct. What do you call it? Proffer. So they're asking him questions. Who was the defendant asked about? He was asked about several other people. I think he was asked about Sean Combs. Does Sean Combs go up by any other name? Puffy or P. Diddy, he says. Why was the defendant asked questions about Sean Combs? Says we had information through other witnesses that the defendant may have made an admission to Sean Combs. What did the defendant say? He said that he had some business transactions with him in the music business back in 05 or 06. Keep in your head, numbers, how far back this is going. I think I'm estimating, but nothing more than that. They just had a cordial relationship. Was the defendant asked about any other individuals? And it says he was asked about if he had any financial transactions. So there you go. There's 7 pages. With Al Sharpton, And the defendant said that he did, in fact, give Al Sharpton $10,000 as a donation. I'm going to go down to just the Diddy stuff or whatever. I'm going to look and see if I can find the Wyclef Jean stuff. Hold on. I'm a speed reader. Talking about cars and stuff. Here we go. I asked if he had any. Okay, what else was the defendant asked about his financial transactions? It says, I asked him if he had any financial transactions with Wyclef Jean, recording artist. He said yes. He described one instance in where he gave Wyclef $60,000 in cash that were drug proceeds, but Wyclef didn't know it was. Hang on. Oops. Okay, he didn't know it was drug proceeds, and he characterized it as a loan to Wyclef. So the defendant say Wyclef Jean gave the defendant anything in exchange for the $60,000 in cash? The answer, I don't recall exactly what he said at that point in time. I think he said he repaid it, but I'm not 100% sure. And why? Why was the name Wyclef Jean raised at this proffer? Well, it says in the answer, in the course of my investigation, I saw the defendant had received over $800,000 in checks from companies associated with Wyclef Jean or companies ran by Wyclef Jean's tour manager. I said Jean, John, whatever. And what did the defendant tell you about how he spent the money that he earned from narcotics trafficking? He basically spent his drug proceeds to pay bills, it says. All right. We're going to hop on. We'll come back to this in a little bit. I just wanted you to know that this is where we're starting all the way. Hi, guys. Hi, Spicy Creole. Hi, Nikki. No, I've been dark for a little bit, but this puffy thing, well, the Epstein thing brought me out, and now this puffy thing brought me out because I knew this was coming, and I had a lot of stuff ready to go for this. And not just the surface stuff. Like I bought the court papers. Don't get me wrong. You can buy anybody can buy the court papers, but can you connect the dots? That's the question. All right. So, did he say if he paid for any lawyers with that money? Oh boy. Yes, he said he had recently paid. In April 2011, Jeffrey Lickman got a $25,000 in cash and $56,000 in a check for the. Oh, not the question. The question is, you knew that there was a relationship between Mr. Roseman and Wyclef, right? Yes, you knew they had been in Haiti together, right? So maybe I need to go back. Anyways, answer, yes, I was aware of that. You were aware of a concert, Mr. Roseman. Oh, yeah, the drug dealer, Mr. Roseman. They're talking about the drug kingpin. Mr. Roseman had a relationship with Wyclef Jean. And apparently there was a concert put on in Haiti. You knew the basis of the relationship, right? He questions it. I knew he helped him with a presidential campaign. Boom. Wait a minute. This is what? What year is this? 2012. Huh. What presidential campaign was going on in 2012, guys? Obama. So before we even get into my research, we've already uncovered a connection between Diddy and his dirt. And the same investigators that were investigating him were also investigating Wyclef Jean and this drug kingpin and Al Sharpton. I mean, we've got a bunch of names now. And we haven't even I've got another 29 tabs to open for you guys. You guys, thank you so much. All right, ready? So he says, yeah, we knew about the relationship. You knew they had been in Haiti together, right? Yes, I was aware of that. Oh, I already read that. I'm sorry. I knew that he helped him with the presidential campaign. Boom. But I wasn't aware. I mean, I understand there were concerts that he helped put together. And then it says, question, you knew Mr. Roseman was a supporter in his presidential campaign to become president of Haiti. Oh, wow. No. This is when Wyclef Jean was trying. I didn't even know he was trying to become president of Haiti, involved in money laundering and other financial crimes. You asked him that? Answer, it wasn't based on those facts. No, it was based on other facts that you had heard in the course of this investigation. I think you said on direct testimony. Yes. Question, you wanted to find out if Wyclef Jean, a candidate for the presidency of Haiti, was involved in criminal activity. In the first proffer with the marijuana, he also said they had Ron Bird had used music cases to ship firearms to the recording artist The Game. Boom, another name. Okay, I'm gonna start making a list because we're gonna need a list by the end of this. And I'm still demonetized by YouTube, so it doesn't really matter what I do. I got my bone 420 in it. Here a little bit. Okay. The Game. So the recording artist, The Game, got guns shipped to him by Ron Bird, right? He also said that Ron Bird had used, music cases to ship the firearms to recording artist, The Game. The shipments were successful, and then Ron Bird later asked him he would like to make a little bit more money. And asked the defendant if he could start shipping drugs and money through the road cases. And the defendant started to do that. Question, who, if anyone, said the defendant, or did the defendant say assisted him in shipping the money? He said that Tony Martin helped him ship approximately $200,000 at first. And the first couple of shipments went where? Using this method, went to Interscope Records. Caught that one, guys? Another name. Interscope Records, way back in 2012, involved in this FBI investigation into a drug kingpin and their relationship with this drug kingpin. All right. Last page, and we're going to hop on to the next crazy stuff I found. Okay? You asked about a man, well, not actually you. Ready, guys? About Mr. Kaminsky. But Mr. Kaminsky asking questions about Tupac Shakur, right? Answer, yes. And he had been murdered in what year? I think it was 1996 was the answer. And you, Mr. Kaminsky, directly asked Mr. Roseman for information on that murder, right? Yes. And Mr. Roseman said, I don't have any information on that murder. Answer, that's true. And then there was questions that were asked about someone named Biggie Smalls, right? Yes, but I don't remember the question being asked. It's possible. Do you guys got your notebooks down, right? Do you remember questions being asked about Queen Latifah? No, they did not bring Queen Latifah up in this shit. Holy fuck. Queen Latifah's name just got dropped. And a drug kingpin's proffer to court. Holy shit. I needed a drink, but I need more than a Sprite. I need to go get me something. SoCo and Coke. Holy cow. All right. Do you remember being asked about Queen Latifah? Answer, only to the extent that we understood that he had a relationship with Shaquem, who is her manager. So based on that, you asked questions about whether Shaquem was involved in criminal activity? No, I knew that Shaquem had purchased a Bentley that had came up in one of the proffers. Oh, so Queen Latifah's manager bought a Bentley that might have came up in the death investigation of Tupac Shakur. All right, guys. We're going to get out of this. Oops, close. And we are going to move on to the next part of this. Right? All right, no. That's the lawsuit. Here we go. I got to keep it real. I got to make everybody laugh. So just know that I'm going to do this a couple times throughout this. You know what I mean? Like, I got a couple little animations and memes and shit to show y'all. But here's this one.
They offered him 50 million and he turned it down. Who gonna turn down 50 million? Now, I've had to turn down $50 million 4 times. 4 times. Just to protect my integrity and that virgin hole I was telling you about. Right. Because P. Diddy be wanting to party. And you gotta tell him no. You got to tell him no. I did. I did.
You got to tell him no. So that's the first. I got lots more to go, but yeah, I just wanted to make sure we could all keep it. We can still laugh while we reading the dark shit. How's that? That's what I'm trying to say. All right, guys. This is another thing I fell on last night that's gonna blow your fucking mind. And yes, I just said fucking. Hi, Spike. Oh, yeah. Okay. Yep. I see it. I'm sorry. I'm just getting messages now, guys. I'll catch up with you. I promise. Thank you so much, everybody. All right. Ready? Hello. After more than 20 years. Okay. But first of all, hip hop is read. This is the book. Look at the date. Does it look familiar, guys? Because we were just reading about stuff that was going on in April of 2012. The FBI was investigating some stuff. But look what was going on here. This is an anonymous letter that landed in my inbox about 1 minute ago. It's in quotations, meaning not a word of it has been changed. I'm going to read to you what I think. I don't know. It's hard because I don't want to lose people in the boringness of stuff because you're not. But this is important. Like it's one page, but it says this is what ruined this secret meeting that changed rap music and destroyed a generation. I finally decided to tell the world what I witnessed. After more than 20 years, I finally decided to tell the world what I witnessed in 1991. I'm not going to read all the stuff about culture. I'll put the links in the description, or you can grab it while I'm scrolling. It's right at the top. But I want to start talking right here. Okay. It says I was invited to a closed door meeting. Right here. We're going to start right here. I don't want anybody to think I'm making it up right here. So it talks, above that, it talks about the industry having influence on people and whatnot, but I don't want to keep you here all day. This meeting was held at a private residence on the outskirts of LA, and I remember about 25 to 30 people being there. Most of them had familiar faces. Speaking to those I knew, we joked about the theme of meeting as many of us did not care for rap music and failed to see the purpose of being invited to a private gathering to discuss its future. So there was a private gathering that basically was going to discuss the future of rap itself. All right. Among the attendees, okay, yeah, were a small group of unfamiliar faces who stayed to themselves and made no attempt to socialize beyond their circle. Based on their behavior and formal appearances, they did not seem to be in our industry. Our casual chatter was interrupted when we were asked to sign a confidentiality agreement, preventing us from publicly discussing the information presented during the meeting. Needless to say, this intrigued and in some cases disturbed many of us. The agreement was only a page long, but very clear on the matter and consequences, which stated that violating the terms would result in job termination. We asked several people what this meeting was about and the reason for such secrecy, but couldn't find anyone who had answers for us. A few people refused to sign and walked out. No one stopped. I was tempted to follow, but curiosity got the best of me. A man who was part of the unfamiliar group collected the agreements from us. Quickly after the meeting began, one of my industry colleagues, who shall remain nameless like everyone else, thanked us for attending. He then gave the floor to a man who not only introduced himself by first name and gave no further details about his personal background. I think he was the owner of the residence. That was never confirmed. He briefly praised us all for the success we had achieved in our industry hold on, sorry, and congratulated us for being being selected as part of the small group of decision makers. Oh yeah. At this point, I began to feel slightly uncomfortable at the strangeness of this gathering. Guys, you know where this is going? The subject changed quickly as the speaker went on to tell us that respective companies we represented had invested in a very profitable industry, which could become even more rewarding with our active involvement. He explained the companies we work for. I need a drink. Sorry, cotton mouth, guys. The companies we work for had invested in millions into building one of the oh god into building of the oh god. Okay, let me just restart that part. Okay. Companies we work for had invested millions into the building of privately owned prisons, and that our positions of influence in the music industry would actually impact the profitability of these investments. I remember many of us in the group immediately looking at each other with confusion. At the time, we didn't know what a private prison was, but I wasn't the only one. Sure enough, someone asked what these prisons were and what any of this had to do with us. We were told that prisons were built by privately owned companies who received funding from the government based on the number of inmates. The more inmates, the more money. The government would pay these prisons. It was also made clear to us that since these prisons were privately owned, as they become publicly traded, we'd be able to buy shares. Most of us were taken aback by this. Again, a couple of people asked what this had to do with us. At this point, my industry colleague who had first opened the meeting took the floor again and answered our questions. He told us that since our employers had become silent investors in this prison business, it was now their interest to make sure that these prisons remained filled. Our job would be to help make this happen by marketing music which promotes criminal behavior, rap being the music of choice. He assured us that this would be a great situation for us all because rap music was becoming increasingly profitable market for our companies. As an employee, we'd also be able to buy personal stocks in these prisons. Immediately, silence came over the room. You could have heard a pin drop. I remember looking around to make sure I wasn't dreaming and saw half of the people with dropped jaws. My daze was interrupted when someone shouted, "Is this a fucking joke?" At this point, things became chaotic. Wow. Two of the men, sorry guys, who were part of the unfamiliar group, grabbed the man who shouted out and attempted to attempted to remove him from the house. A few of us, myself included, tried to intervene. One of them pulled out a gun. We all backed off. They separated us from the crowd, and all four of us were escorted outside. My industry colleague, who had opened the meeting earlier, hurried out to meet us and reminded us that we had signed an agreement. A confidentiality agreement. Hang on a second. And would suffer the consequences of speaking about this publicly or even with those who attended the meeting. I asked him why he was involved with something this corrupt, and he replied that it was bigger than the music business and nothing we'd want to challenge without risking consequences. We all protested as he walked back in the house, and I remember word for word the last thing he said is, "Out of my hands now. Remember, you signed the agreement." He then closed the door behind him. The men rushed us to our cars and actually watched until we drove off. A million things were going through my mind as I drove away. Eventually, I decided to pull over and park on the side of the street in order to collect my thoughts. I replayed everything in my mind repeatedly because it all seemed so very surreal to me. I was angry at myself for not having taken more of an active role in questioning what had been presented to us. I'm going to skim through the rest of this, okay? As the months pass, rap music has definitely changed in direction. I was never a fan. Rap acts talk about politics, or rap acts that talked about politics or harmless fun were quickly fading away as gangster rap started dominating the airways. Drill rap, gangster rap, you guys remember? Only a few months had been given, or only a few months had been passed since the meeting, but I suspect that the ideas presented that day had been successfully implemented. It was as if the order had been one was churning out their very own gangster rap acts on an assembly line. Everyone bought into it, consumers included. Violence and drug use became a central theme in most rap music. I spoke to many of my peers in the industry to get their opinions on the new trend, but was told repeatedly it's all about supply and demand. I officially quit the music business in 1993, but my heart had already left months before. I broke ties with the majority of my peers, removed myself from this thing I had once loved. I took some time, returned to Europe for a few years, settled out of state, and lived in a quiet life away from the world of entertainment. Now I have a great understanding of how private prisons operate. Things make much more sense now than they ever have. I see how the criminalization of rap music played a big part in promoting racial stereotypes and misguided so many impressionable minds into adopting these glorified criminal behaviors, which often lead to incarceration. 20 years of guilt is a heavy load to carry, at least I but the least I can do now is to share my story, hoping the fans of rap realize that they have been used for the past 2 decades. Although I plan on remaining anonymous for obvious reasons, my goal is to get this information out to as many people as possible. Although I plan on remaining, oh, sorry. Please help me spread the word. Hopefully, others will who attended the meeting in '91 will be inspired by this and tell their own stories. Most importantly, if one life has been touched by my story, I pray that it makes the weight of my guilt a little more tolerable. Thank you, Ivan. At 1:34 p.m. What'd you think of that, guys? Holy shit, right? Holy shit. Give me 1 second. Where did my time? I just need to get paper towel. Sniffing my nose. Okay, on to the next one. On to the next one. So now we know that the app, because there is, I'm going to show you some more stuff, but here, let's do this real quick. Hang on. Have a little fun. I want you to see all of them, all the people that have been involved with Diddy. Let's. Leo. What your hand was. I'll show you again later. All right. There's a lot. There's a lot of motherfuckers. There's a lot of motherfuckers that right now that are sitting there going, "Oh my god, I cannot believe I did what I did when I did it." It's all going to come out now. It doesn't matter if you're not in the Jones lawsuit. It don't matter if you're not in the Cassie lawsuit. It doesn't matter if you're not in the two women who they're not letting remain anonymous lawsuit. You're going down. And a lot of motherfuckers are going down. Because they went to them parties and they did drugs and they did things. You know who this is on the end? You guys who realize who that is? That's the lady that, I don't think she still runs YouTube. That's the lady that ran YouTube for years. Right there. There's other pictures of her at the party talking to Diddy. Yeah, that's the YouTube lady. Mikkel, what's her name? Put it in the chat, guys. Whoever knows the YouTube lady's name, put it in the chat. All right, let's go on. Here we go. Okay. So just really quick, I'm sure you've heard this on somebody else's channel, so I'm not going to read this. I'm just going to tell you about it real quick. A male porn star is trying to claim he is the man in the sexually explicit photos used. Hang on. Come on, get in here and lay down. Now, the dogs are all at the door listening to me talk. Okay. A male porn star claims he's the man in the sexually explicit photos used for the latest Diddy lawsuit, not producer Stevie J. But I'm going to say something, all right? I got this picture. Where is this picture? Is this it? I have it. It's here. It's in the lawsuit anyway, but I'm going to tell you something right now. Excuse, I cannot believe I just burped. I am so sorry. Excuse me. All right, so what I'm going to say is this. Let me find that picture because I had to get the amended version because you guys do know that this is the second. Yeah, this is the second lawsuit. Hang on. All right, we're getting close. I want everybody to tell me something. We're getting close because there's Cuba Gooding Jr. You can put that name on the list. And we'll get to him soon. Don't worry, because he's got a big history too. He's got a history of doing some dirty ass shit too. That's why that doesn't surprise me that all these people are in here. I'm just trying to get to the pictures. I guess, did they take it out? It's on my thumbnail, for Christ. Yeah, see, they must have changed it. There's the drugs. Yeah, I don't see the picture of Stevie J anymore. I wonder if he is trying to say it's not him and they made him take it out. I really don't know. I'm just scanning because I wanted to. Oops. Hang it. Darn it. Come on. Anyway, we're moving on. We'll get back to it. I'm just saying that's Stevie J in that picture. Look at my thumbnail and tell me it's not. Freak offs. Exactly. So we're not okay. I'm not reading this. Just the headline. HuffPost producer Lil Rod accuses Diddy and Diddy's son of a massive cover-up and recording studio shooting. So that's why they amended the complaint or the lawsuit, is because Diddy was saying that, or they were saying it didn't happen there. Their head of security, even though the pictures are of Chalice Studios inside that bathroom. And the 14-year-old Justin Bieber happened to be there that night, but whatever. The point of it is that after an hour and a half of Fahim Muhammad dealing with LAPD, it was put in the report that it happened across the street. So okay, I'll get back to that one. And then just so you realize, Cuba Gooding Jr. You might see his face in that lawsuit and go, oh my God, really? Not Cuba. No, Cuba's already been in trouble. This, just like Diddy, this lawsuit came out against Cuba last year. Hi, Kat. Cuba Gooding Jr. was sued on Wednesday by two women whose sexual assault cases against the Oscar-winning actor underlay a criminal prosecution that ended with him pleading guilty but serving no jail time. Jasmine Abbey said the Jerry Maguire star forcibly kissed her while she was a cocktail waitress at Lavone nightclub. The other plaintiff accused Gooding of groping her breast in 2019 at Magic Hour Rooftop Bar. Okay? I'm sure they got some money, but he's not going to jail. All right. I'm not going to read this one to you yet because I got other stuff I want to show you guys, but I might break this live down and do a separate video on this, or you can look it up and read it yourself and it will blow your freaking mind. Look at the date, guys. Updated March 13th, 2010. 2010. Exposing hip hop's gay subculture. Like, it literally, you really need to read it. That's all I'm saying. I did read this last night, and I was blown away at how much was already out there, and people, and there's so much homophobia in like rap music. But that same, it's like the guys in jail all talking about how, I'm no homo. Well, the ones that are doing life, believe me, they can say no homo all day long, but they be doing homo things. I know that one for a fact. So anyway, let's keep going because I got some big stuff at the end here, down towards the end here. So you guys know that Diddy's bad boy president Harvey Pierre is actually accused of a gang rape. It says sex trafficking and gang rape. That's what he's accused of. It says that this lawsuit filed by an unnamed Jane Doe alleges Combs and two other gang raped her when she was 17 years old in her junior year of high school. Okay? Where did my towel go? Got it. Okay, here I am. Sorry. All right, ready? So 17, still in high school, and and yeah, it was a gang rape. So next, that's not what I wanted to do. Right here. So we're gonna go to this. Suge Knight, I don't know if he's a credible source or not, but Suge Knight claims Diddy's boss, Andre Harrell, and Russell Simmons were secret lovers for years. Excuse me again. The Sprite makes me burp so bad I have to stop drinking it while I'm online. Oh my God. I can't hold it in, and I can't keep leaving and walking away. All right, so listen. Quickly, Suge Knight claims Diddy's former Uptown Records boss, Andre Harrell, was in a secret affair with Russell Simmons. This was back in February. This was this month. Recently, Diddy went to do the things he was recently accused of because of the time he spent around Harrell, says. That's what Suge Knight's episode of Collect Call with Suge Knight that appeared on Sunday. Andre Harrell and Russell Simmons, everybody know he began. They might not want to say it, but they know they was lovers. They participated in those type of things. Now, once again, a person has the right to be whatever they want, but own it. These men in the industry don't consider themselves gay. They consider themselves messing with women, but they really don't like the women because they just beat the shit out of them. They just believe they having fun with each other. So when you take Andre Harrell, Russell Simmons, Uptown, Jeff Jam, freaky shit. Puffy get his intern stuff with Andre Harrell. You know the answer already. That started his journey. Puffy started some journeys. It's not really good to name call, but I gotta stop so I don't get sued. I gotta stop I gotta use the word allegedly. Listen to the LA native discuss Harrell, Simmons, and Diddy at the 620 mark below. It's in you guys can go check it out. It's the episode of Collect Call with Suge Knight. Next. Most of you have probably heard this part.
It all started, we was in Atlanta. And this story starts when I'm with Puff and he's in exotic bookstores and he's doing shopping, right? He's shopping, getting his stuff and everything like that. So, you know, this is the first time I was ever in an exotic bookstore with Puff. So, you know, I'm giving him his space. He's taking things off the shelves and stuff like that because they gave him a brown paper bag. When they gave him a brown paper bag, he was just putting stuff in there. So I said, damn, you know, he got to go put it on the counter and, you know, show everybody what he's getting. So as he's going, I'm just looking at the places where he's picking stuff from. So there's one part he picked up some things from up here on my left side. And then he picked like quite a few of them down. I'm like, okay. He put them in the bag. So when I went by there and I looked up there and it said butt plugs. And I was like, hey, yo. I was messing with him. Because people don't understand, you know, we was like friends. He was a part of the same gang. So I'm still gonna tease him. I'm still gonna mess with him and everything like that. I could do that. It wasn't just no security thing. So I say, yo, what are you getting this for? And it said butt plugs. And he was like, yo, can I do my shopping by myself? I said, yeah, you could do it by yourself, brother. And he started walking and everything like that. When he got to, I just waited at the counter. When he got to the counter, he didn't even have to show the guy nothing. He just gave the guy a wad of money. I mean, like he gave the guy a stack something like this. And Puff wasn't the dude that carried no 20s and no 50s and nothing like that. And I mean, like he just said, boom. And we walked out the store. So we had to leave Atlanta and go to North Carolina for a show. You understand? And it was him, this rapper, Sarah, and this other girl. We all got on a G5 jet, and we flew to G4 jet, and we flew to North Carolina because they was doing the show. You know what I'm saying? So they were gonna do the show the next day. So Puff had the presidential suite, and him, the rapper, Sarah, and this other girl, young girl, they was in the room. Now you hear all this stuff going on and everything like that.
You're right,
like,
just wait. Okay. He is involved.
I heard a bell ring. When the bell ring, I go to the door. I said, what's up? He said, my cousin up here in the room, I want to check him. You know, see is he all right? I said, who your cousin? He said, Ja Rule. I said, he good. He said, yeah, but I want to check on him. I said, he in the room, man. They don't want to be bothered. He said, well, I'm going to go check on my cousin. I said, bro, you ain't getting in that room. He was like, yo, I'm getting in that room. I said, bro, trust me. Jesus Christ is going to come down here and take the air out of my body for you to get in that room. Believe what I'm saying. Yo, I'm going in that room. So he tried to do the bum rush, go in the room. I grabbed him, threw him up against the piano. You know, it's a little, you know how you throwing somebody around the room, threw him up against the piano, and then Puff ran out. He was grabbing the towel. Ja ran out. He was grabbing the towel. Ja Rule ran out. He was grabbing the towel. And then Puff was like, yo, well, Gene, what's up? I said, yo, dude tried to get in the room, man. He said he Ja's cousin. And I told him he couldn't go in the room. He was like, I was like, yeah, Gene, that's my cousin. He said, but you ain't want to go up in there because there was a lot of freaking going on. That's exactly what he said. You know what I mean? Well, freaky stuff going on. And and I said, I let him go. And then Puff looked at Ja Rule. He was like, and they went back in the room. When Ja said, you don't want to come up in there, a lot of freaky stuff is going on. You got to use your mind. What they was doing with those butt plugs.
No, Gene don't look like a man who's got a reason to lie. That's all I'm going to say. Really quick, let's check out this. Mr. Usher, vacation with Russell Simmons in Bali. And if you know, Usher's come out a lot about what happened with him at P Diddy flavor camp, whatever. I think the reason he went to see Russell is because Russell's in trouble anyway, and he's trying to get an idea of how to handle this. He wants to go to Russell Simmons for an idea of how to handle all this shit. So he went to Bali to visit Russell, and they did some yoga, some hot yoga, whatever. And then, they talk. Simmons denied the sexual allegations from at least 15 women. And he's been in Bali ever since, hiding out. Says, welcome back to something, Usher. A floral arrangement, it says, for the artist. Emotionally moved him. I'm just scrolling through. I mean, you guys don't really want to watch him see hot yoga. But my point of seeing this is I really think he went there. If you look at all this, I think he went there to get an idea of what to do from Russell. Because Russell, look at this. Russell Simmons, rape accuser, alleges he fled to Bali to avoid prosecution. Well, Russell Simmons says that he's there on spiritual maintenance. And that these victims are just looking for paydays, he says. But we're not going to see. He has $10 million in false allegations. Jesus. So he says. Anyway, this one's going to blow your mind. Okay, so that's it with Usher. We'll go, if we need to. You knew about Usher. This one's going to blow your mind. All right. Hi, baby girl. Oh, it's my baby. I knew you'd come. I knew it. I kept looking for you. But I had to make another mod because you weren't here in the beginning. So here we go. Ready? Let's talk about sugar daddies. And who is Diddy's real sugar daddy? Because the people will be on here telling you Clive Davis is Diddy's sugar daddy. And that's a lie. All right. See this white man right here? That is Diddy's sugar daddy. You think I'm lying? Okay. Insider word points to Sean Diddy Combs as a man who may be lying on his pockets. Meaning he says that he's worth way more than he is. Just ask his Polydor peeps. So could Diddy's entire public persona be nothing more than a full-fledged lie? We can't confirm the answer to that question, but we can tell you that Diddy's ass seems to belong to someone. Yes. And then in quotes it says, Clive Davis is really the man behind Bad Boy Records. Ronald Burkle is the man behind all the other companies Puff owns. Ron Burkle is his name, guys. Ron Burkle. P. Diddy's sugar daddy. Okay. Burkle, 61, a Cali-based supermarket mogul, has been named Diddy's long-time sponsor. Sorry, I was reading. I gotta stop. I was reading comments. I gotta stop. Okay. Said to be responsible for investing $100 million into Sean Combs and Sean John's clothing line. Sean Combs doesn't have the type of money he would like the public to believe. Here's the drop. Puffy don't own Ciroc. He's the face of the liquor brand, responsible for tainting teens and turning them into alcoholics. He even admitted that he doesn't have money like Jay-Z or Dr. Dre, and he'll continue to pimp the black community for his lifestyle. Oh shit. So I went down here to read the comments, right? Because I didn't know a lot about this, so I figured I'd ask the comments. So then the comments threw out some more names, yo. The comments threw out more names. First comment from Sharkeisha, and this is 2014 of August. It says exactly, so Forbes has to update their list because we already know that Master P is the richest, LMAO. I'm not surprised if Diddy loves to sodomize a lot of old crusty white men to put on a front. And then it says, Master P is the biggest front artist ever. I worked for Priority when we were just, oh, that's just, okay. It is rumored that most labels are fraudulent for such practices. However, Percy was also known for giving his artists cash and the crib. Let's keep going. Where I know I saw one that was right this one. Okay, well, I'm not surprised. He's okay. Is this yes? This is the one that said he don't believe. I don't believe he's gay though. And then the next one said he gay. The anonymous says definitely gay. He has a bigger pussy than most females. Only thing new about this is his sponsor. I think anyone with a half a brain, Ben knew he's bi or gay, lapdog for the man. People that have wealth don't brag about it or publicize it. Burkle also financed Rockaware, Darien, Magic Movie Theaters, and Jesse Jackson's son's beer distributorship. Sorry, my cat keeps scratching the door because she wants to come in. I can't do a video. He's also the money behind the Magic's LA Dodgers ownership, and Ron is a big supporter of UCLA. That's why Diddy's son received a football scholarship to UCLA. All right. And then last but not least, it said, I've been telling you for years that Magic is the face of Starbucks, Fat Burger, and Friday's locations. I'm sorry, I don't even I could go forever on this stuff and read. Puff, Baby, and Wayne all have expensive spending habits, but they ain't broke yet. If Puff and Baby and Wayne do go broke, they'll be allowed. Yeah, well, I think they've all got themselves in situations. Is this it? This is it. This is the comment, guys. This is it. Houston Sly. This is the one I wanted to read. Okay. None of this surprises me at all about any of them except Jay-Z and Dre, who are actually intelligent and as well talented. Think about it. Puffy, or Puff Daddy, Puffy, P. Diddy, Sean Combs was never smart. Remember when he came out back in the late 80s and on every interview had his mouth hanging open? He had to have professional help coaching to train him how not to do so because he was so unsightly during TV interviews. He was on the short bus and they said he was they said he was on the short bus. Oh wow. At Catholic Academy in Mount Vernon, New York, where he was a decent football player. He's full of himself and is evident by constant need to illegally update and append his stage names, for crying out loud. And yes, I also think that Mr. Combs is on the down low, like a lot of peers in the industry. Wait, I looked this up afterwards, guys. It is so true. When word went out a decade ago that Samuel L. Jackson had to sleep with George Lucas and to secure his part for the Jedi Master Mace Windu in the second Star Wars trilogy, I figured most of Hollywood was on the DL. He said, yo, I looked this up. I did not include it in this because it's so far removed. I didn't think it had, it was relevant enough. So what I did was when I read that comment, I went and looked it up and read the articles about Sam Jackson and George Lucas going back and forth over this character and if you and whatnot. You could tell Samuel L. Jackson was intent on getting the part and doing it the way he wanted to do it, and George Lucas was like, no, he's dead. The character's dead. There's nothing you can do about it. It just felt like Samuel L. Jackson was willing to do anything for that part. That's how it felt reading the story. All right. Moving along. Sorry, guys. There's a lot more. Let's take a little minute. So Meek Mill. I want to address Meek Mill myself right now. Meek motherfucking Mill. Shuts down gay allegations. People die for playing with a man's name, he says. Can I say something? If people die for playing with a man's name, then why the fuck did you let this go down?
Man, you doing it, man. You deserve it, Daddy. You putting in that work. Proud of you. I love you. Yeah.
I love you too.
Man, you doing it, man. You deserve it, Daddy. You putting in that work. Proud of you. I love you. Yeah.
Diddy. So, Meek, your little statement about that causes people die playing with a man's name. That motherfucker called you. He said, "I love you, Daddy," and you didn't jump up out that pool, grab that motherfucker, bring him in the pool, and drown him next to you, because that's what I thought you were gonna do based on what you said. Oh yeah, you know it. You know it. So it says the legal paperwork has since been circulating online with one note, about they're just basically saying what we already all know. So it doesn't matter, and he can say what he wants to say. But DJ Academics reacts to Meek Mill and Usher allegedly. Yeah, he's the one that. Look at here's Meek Mill's tweets. I'm not gonna read them because that would be rude of me. Academics is alcoholic, fully powered by the white man. Who do you think be posting that on every website? They be so mad they can't stop it. Can't stop its few groups. Anyhow, it says, I'm from Philly. I don't do coke or freaky ass Molly. Nobody would even offer me coke because I'm that heavy. No man or what would even approach me about gay activity, and the whole place don't get flipped. But we just saw you not flip the place. We saw you say, matter of fact, let me just clarify. We saw your I love you hand sign. I love you back. Wherever. I'm trying to find the camera. I love you hand sign. And then he said, when he goes, I love you, Daddy, he looked right at him and said something and then said, I love you too. So you didn't do any of that. I hate someone who is so homophobic that he makes threats about what he would do if someone made some homosexual advance to him, and he would then do all this crazy shit. It says I can't till y'all find out I'm the illest in this shit, whatever. And all I'm saying there, right here, no man or what would ever approach me about gay activity. The whole place don't get flipped. Woke up seeing this on every blog like they know I'm coming. LOL. No, you're coming. No, we know you're gay. We knew you were gay. Nicki Minaj's song to something about you. What's that song where she's talking? Barbie Dreams. Barbie Dreams. What did she say about Meek Mill and Barbie Dreams? Put it in my comments. Put the lyric in my comments. I can't remember. It's something about face eating ass or some shit. I can't remember. Anyway, all I'm saying is bullshit Meek Mill. Fuck you. Everybody already knew about him, but I just had to tell him fuck you, because if you didn't know, I'm going to let you know now. I am a gay woman. I've been with the same woman for 12 years. Most anybody that's been here knows that. They've met my wife, Nikki. So I just felt like Meek Mill needed to shut the fuck up, and that was me telling him to shut the fuck up. Let's get on with it. Bye-bye. We don't need you anymore. Okay. Oh, and just wait. When you go out with your girlfriend, your best friend, whatever, you go out to the club with your fucking date, what's the one thing you fucking do? If you are highly in love and you going out, what's the one you checking to see what they're wearing so you can look like you can match them? I don't want to be wearing red and yellow and you got some blue and orange on. You know what I'm saying? Like, so yes, couples dressed. You come on, I ain't gotta tell you about couples dressing alike. They got the motherfucking same exact shirt. They are holding fucking hand. Oh no, one hand is on the midget's head. But Meek Mill, who said he wouldn't let anybody come up on him, is holding Diddy by his hip with the oh so. Look at that smile. Look at that fucking smile. That is a real, and Diddy is full. They both look like they know they're about to tear that white midget asshole up. You know what I mean? And somehow this is all planned. He goes, everybody's going down. That is true. It's Diddy's going down first, and based on what I've been reading, I would say Jay-Z's next. And you need to know that R. Kelly started all this. R. Kelly, it didn't go down quietly. He let them know, yeah. It's not, I just read you stuff from 2012 and 2013 where the FBI already had shit on them. But when R. Kelly went down in 2019, 2020, you don't think that was the first thing they asked him about? Like, tell me about P. Diddy and his freak offs? He knew he had the connection. That's why. All right. So Chris Brown, he is apparently the domestic abuser blames mysterious they for new rape lawsuit. Okay. This is the reason I'm bringing this to you is because this took place on Diddy's fucking yacht. Chris Brown is being sued for allegedly drugging and raping a woman on a yacht docked at Diddy's Star Island home in Miami, Florida, according to the lawsuit. Right now, she's a Jane Doe, but she's a professional choreographer, model, dancer, music artist, identified as Jane Doe, who an unidentified friend was invited on the yacht by a male friend who called Doe while she was visiting in Miami. It claims that while on the call, Brown grabbed the phone and told Doe that he had heard about her music and urged her to head over to Diddy's home on Star Island as soon as possible. Doe went to the yacht, and according to the suit, Brown offered her a drink in the kitchen, giving her a cup containing a mixed drink. They then discussed her music career, and Brown offered her tips about starting a career. Allegedly, he filled her cup the second. Oh no, Brown, allegedly filled Doe's cup a second time. After which she became disoriented, unstable, and started to fall in and out of sleep. The suit claims Doe was then led into a corridor into a bedroom where Brown closed the door, prevented her attempts to leave. According to the complaint, he then undressed and raped her, and Brown ejaculated inside of her, and announcing he was done. The next day, Brown demanded Doe take the emergency contraceptive Plan B. A rep for Brown did not return a request for comment, although Brown himself appeared to address the suit on Instagram, saying, "I hope y'all see the pattern of this cap." Whenever you know what? That's what Meek Mill said too. Oh, they're just trying to fuck with me because I'm releasing music. And he's saying the same shit. Whenever I'm releasing music or projects, they, with quotes, try to pull some real bullshit. Doe's attorney, Ariel Mitchell, who's Vrayback Adams and Company, works with victims of discrimination and abuse or abuse, said in the statement, "My partner, George Vrayback, and I want to ensure all parties are held accountable so we may begin to eradicate this behavior from our society." Doe's suit seeks $20 million in damages, in addition to punitive damages and attorneys' fees. Brown has faced numerous charges of violence, especially towards women in the past. Most famously, he pled guilty to his one count of felony domestic assault for beating his then girlfriend Rihanna in 2009. 2017, his ex-girlfriend Karrueche Tran got a restraining order against Brown after claiming he punched her in the stomach twice and pushed her down some stairs. He also faced a rape allegation in Paris in 2019. While last June, he allegedly struck a woman during an argument. No charges were filed due to insufficient evidence. So yeah, there's your is Chris. He was on Diddy's yacht. That's like this is the connections I'm talking about. Everybody you fuck with thinks that they can just take shit from women. I'll just take that pussy. There goes my mind. There goes the live. That's what I'm just that's what it sounds like. That's what it feels like. That's what they're saying. I'm just gonna take it because I'm Chris Brown or I'm I'm Richard or I almost said Richard Simmons. Oh my god, Russell Simmons or Diddy or all the rest of them that are charged. But we're going to talk about Fahim soon, so don't go anywhere, guys. I got a lot on this guy. All right. Excuse me. First, I want you to. This is Justin Bieber is.
This app on my phone called
Right.
Audible helps
This
pay
is
for my
what-
bills every month.
Justin Bieber.
I'm sure
song.
you've heard of Audible, but what you might
I don't have legal guardianship of him, but for the next 48 hours, he's with me. So, and we gonna go full crazy.
Just when we thought we heard it all about Diddy, reports emerged that he allegedly tried to groom young Justin Bieber. You probably heard by now that back in the day, Diddy used to run something called Puffy's Flavor Camp, and he paid his young protege Usher to live with him. Well, rumors are now going around that Usher wasn't the only young star that Diddy tried to control. Several clips of Diddy making young Justin Bieber uncomfortable recently went viral, and fans are saying it's high time someone investigates all these creepy allegations about Diddy. As you all probably know, Diddy's sexual orientation has been a hot topic among fans for years. And before you say fans should just mind their own business, we want to point out that Diddy's orientation is not the issue here. The real reason fans are saying Diddy needs to be exposed and investigated is because of his alleged history of grooming and SA involving boys and young men.
Jimmy, who has close ties to Hollywood and to Diddy specifically, told the FBI that he knew that Diddy had sex with minor boys.
Back in 2013,
right here. I don't want to play the
Diddy
whole
was
thing because
19.
I don't want to get, but she's going to show the same things I just showed you, some of what I showed you. But I don't want to take all of this is culture covered, guys. Go subscribe to their channel. But
so
here.
why was a 19-year-old man sharing a bed with a 10-year-old that he's not related to? And where exactly was this going on? L.A. Reid claimed that he sent Diddy to Puffy's Flavor Camp when Usher was 14. So does this mean that Diddy was already visiting Usher before that? And more importantly, where was Usher's mom when all of this was happening?
Right.
Honestly, the whole thing doesn't just sound creepy, but it actually sounds illegal. And it's really strange how no one stepped in to protect Usher. And we could ask the same questions about Justin Bieber because he too was treated inappropriately by multiple adults in the industry. In fact, a fan-made compilation recently went viral on TikTok showing different celebrities and talk show hosts acting very weird around young Justin, touching him without his consent and asking inappropriate questions. Now, imagine if an older male celebrity did some of this stuff to a young female singer. There would be an uproar. But if you thought that was bad, wait till you see this footage of Justin's interactions with Diddy. Back in 2009, when Justin was 15 years old, he spent 48 hours hanging out with Diddy, who was 40 at the time. And Justin later uploaded a video on his YouTube channel documenting some of their moments. And again, imagine if this were a 40-year-old rapper organizing a 2-day hangout with a 15-year-old girl. Right. But anyway, the video Justin uploaded was very strange because it showed Diddy promising Justin that he would give him a nice car and a mansion, and the whole interaction just gave off major groomer vibes.
So, as soon as you turn 16, you know what I'm saying? I'm gonna let you rock this every time you come to LA. Yeah, this will be yours. So every time you come to LA, it's a little dusty.
So when you come to LA, you have to come to my house to get the car. And then I'll let you know that in order to drive the car, you'll have to really
Okay.
like my
All right, so I'm gonna be driving this next year.
Yeah, when you get 16, you come down there, you gotta, wear your seatbelt.
I mean, I'm 15. You can ride in the passenger seat. I got my permit. Not yet.
No.
16.
You're not ready. Slow down. Let's slow down, Justin.
Okay.
Also, near the end of the video, Diddy said he couldn't reveal what he and Justin were planning to do together. However, he said it was definitely a 15-year-old's dream.
Right now, he's having 48 hours with Diddy, him and his boy. They're having the times of their lives, like where we hanging out and what we doing. We can't really disclose, but it's definitely a 15-year-old's dream.
He's like, wait a minute, I'm doing a video. What do you mean we can't disclose it?
Been given custody of him. He signed to Usher.
I'm signed to Usher.
I had legal guardianship of Usher when when you know he did his first album. I did Usher's first album. I don't have legal guardianship of him, but for the next 48 hours, he's with me. So
that just look at how uncomfortable Bieber's face is. Then just look at it. You know what I mean?
On his family, there are so many unanswered questions about this whole situation, and it's really getting hard to justify Diddy's behavior. And now, on top of all this, another.
Sorry. Here we go.
But you never really got.
Just say that why did Usher's mom agree to give guardianship? It's really getting hard to justify Diddy's behavior. And now, on top of all this, another disturbing video of Diddy and Justin resurfaced on social media showing Diddy questioning Justin why he stopped hanging out with him. And while you watch this, pay attention to how nervous and scared Justin acts around Diddy.
What's up, man? You good?
I'm good. How are you?
All right, young brother, everything's good? Selling out arenas and everything? Starting to act different, huh? You ain't been calling me and hanging out the way we used to hang out.
Well, I mean, you try to get in contact with me, through all my, partners and whatnot. But you never really got my number, so.
Right. Okay.
Now, after watching this clip, many fans pointed out that Justin's behavior around Diddy was noticeably different compared to that 48 hours
Justin without having to go through nobody.
By something that had happened between them. He was traumatized and afraid. You can hear it in his voice, one fan said. And another fan commented, he sounds so scared compared to his last video. And Justin never directly said anything about Diddy over the years, which is totally understandable because if something traumatic really happened to him, it would be very challenging to talk about it in public. But news reports recently emerged that Justin's mental health is not that great. And after a clip of Justin at Coachella went viral showing his wife Haley comforting him, fans expressed concern that Justin is dealing with some heavy stuff that no one knows about. Fans are also now saying that the allegations surrounding Diddy are getting out of hand and the authorities really need to take this seriously and investigate him. Good Lord, it doesn't take a rocket scientist to see what Diddy was doing in these videos, one fan said. It all makes sense now on how Justin has been acting and saying it's always his mental health. Diddy did major damage to that boy. FBI needs to get off their crooked asses and take Diddy out. And another fan added, just like we had Surviving R. Kelly, we will soon have Surviving P. Diddy. But let's hear your thoughts on this. Do you think that Diddy
have it already? All right, moving along. This guy is amazing. Okay, if you don't watch Tisa, you won't know anything about this guy, or maybe you do from TikTok, but his TikTok's on the screen, but I'm getting it off a video from Tisa. So if you subscribe to either one of them, please, because they're both amazing.
Sexually blackmailing the entire rap industry.
Too far back. Boom, right? 21.
Blackmailing the entire rap industry was also the exact same guy that was the head of Michael Jackson's security when he died. This is no joke. Some smart people in the comments section pointed this out to me. This is from Diddy's lawsuit. This is his head of security, Fahim Muhammad. And Mr. Combs, P. Diddy, made it clear that his head of security, Fahim Muhammad, had the power to make people and problems disappear. Diddy instructed his...
If you have a 700 plus credit score, you qualify for Chase's new program where you can access
his staff to always contact Mr. Muhammad if they were ever pulled over by the police in Miami or California. The LAPD was at this crime scene where Diddy had shot a person for hours and no arrests ever happened. It all went away. And it says here, quote, "This was all thanks to Mr. Muhammad's connections with law enforcement." These are just allegations made in the case, but they say they have substantial evidence and they provide some of that evidence in photo form in this lawsuit. In addition, because he was the head of Diddy's security, he would have been privy to the fact that there were sex workers and underage girls at all of these parties and that they were spiking bottles of liquor and champagne and mixed drinks with various drugs. Rodney Jones, who's bringing this whole court case, alleges that after he was forced to drink the laced liquor, he felt lightheaded and then recalls passing out and waking up at 4 a.m. the following morning naked with a sex worker sleeping next to him. There's another time where he passed out and Diddy was in the bed too. All that just to say that the head of security is aware of these things. That's their job. He would also be aware of all the different drugs that they're doing and lacing with things. Apparently, all of the employees that were around Diddy were, from the butler to the chef to the housekeepers, were all required to walk around with a pouch or a fanny pack filled with all these different drugs so that Diddy had immediate access to whatever drugs he wanted everywhere he went. That's directly in the lawsuit. The head of security knows about that stuff. But then when you start looking up Fahim Muhammad, you quickly realize that yes, he was the head of security for Michael Jackson.
This is crazy.
This is a picture from him testifying in court about Michael Jackson's death. And when you listen to that testimony, you discover that he was the second person on the scene. He says that when he entered the room, the doctor was there, apparently trying to give CPR to what looked like a dead Michael Jackson. And then Jackson's two kids arrived in the door and were sobbing and crying. But when you look deeper, it gets even weirder. This is his bio from his investment management company called Oasis. It's a real estate investment company where it says that he founded Elite Transportation and Security Services. And then he grew that company into a multi-million-dollar business, which currently has several exclusive security contracts with A-list clients like Diddy. But when you look up Elite Transportation and Security Services, LLC, you get a really different picture. It was founded in 2016, apparently has 5 official employees, and is estimated to make $248,000 a year in revenue. Multi-million-dollar business? Multiple exclusive contracts? Then in 2019, he co-founded Oasis, where this bio is from, which is his real estate investment company. And they turned a $40,000 investment into a $10 million real estate portfolio.
How the hell did they do that, guys?
In how many years? And then the last article that comes up, there's a lot of articles about this one, is that he made news when he gave his 13-year-old son 40 acres of land for his birthday. And that 40 acres of land just so happens to be directly on the US-Mexico border in San Diego County. This reporter for CBS 8 said they went and visited him there, and there were boulders, trees, and the US-Mexico border wall. Maybe just a weird coincidence? But by the way, he has way more than just the acres he gave to his son. He has like 191 acres on that plot or something like that, and he gave a portion of it to his son. And it just so happens to be within stone's throw distance of Tijuana. And now the two last ones are the best ones. I shit you not. I was looking up Fahim, and where did I find another article about him? On Penn State, the Wharton School. He didn't attend it as a student. He was invited as a speaker for this Wharton real estate entrepreneurship event, which makes perfect sense. He has a real estate investment company or whatever. But if you've been following along, you would know that the Wharton School comes up an awful lot when we're talking about intelligence agencies and people associated with the CIA and the FBI, etc. Just thought it was interesting that they invited him to be a honored speaker at their event. And now here's the best part. Check this out. This is in all of his bios, by the way, but we're pointing it out now. In 2008, Fahim graduated from Sacramento State University with a Bachelor's of Science degree in business administration with a concentration in real estate and marketing. Okay. Do you realize what's wrong with that yet?
What year did Michael Jackson die?
Anything coming to mind? When did Michael Jackson die? June 25th, 2009. Jackson died from cardiac arrest caused by a benzodiazepine overdose caused by his doctor, apparently. Hold up. Hold the phone. Pause. Why is a dude who just graduated college last year with a business and real estate degree the head of security for the king of pop, for Michael Jackson, the most famous musician of all time?
Something's wrong here. This guy.
What's going on? Don't you think that's a little weird? Not to mention what we know about his actual skill set now, given this lawsuit.
And what we now know, because I read that letter to you from the anonymous guy about the meeting of what they were going to do to the rap industry. So Fahim Muhammad may very well be one of those people that they inserted in the whole, in with P. Diddy to make sure that certain stuff went down. Hang on.
I'm sure he didn't learn that in real estate business school. So anyways, just one little side tangent on this whole crazy story about Diddy. If you haven't been following along, we're discovering that Diddy is like the Jeffrey Epstein of the rap industry, and he's been doing secret filming of sexual blackmail activities at crazy parties where he's drugging his guests and bringing in underage girls. He's been doing that for like 30 years in the whole rap industry.
Yeah.
I'm cooking on some bigger picture stuff, but I just thought that this tangent was crazy once I put the Michael Jackson connection together. If anyone has any more details about Fahim, please let me know. And if Fahim, if you want to come and hang out, I'd rather not. Please don't. I don't want to be friends. Okay? I'm very happy.
There we go. All right, here we go. This is how I'm going to do this. I have to skip around from this point because here we go. Okay, so let's start with this. Michael Jackson's assistant accused his promoter in Starr's death. Michael Jackson's last personal assistant claims concert promoter AEG owes him money because he said, you're going to listen, remember names, guys, because names are important. He says that it was responsible for the pop icon's death. Michael Amir Williams, one of the people closest to Jackson in the last 2 years of his life, filed a lawsuit. He hopes other former Jackson employees will join as a class action suit. The suit filed in the LA Superior Court charges acts and omissions brought by the demise of Michael Jackson. And then the court filing included a copy of AEG's contract with Jackson, revealing that the promoter agreed to advance the singer $15 million to help buy him a 29-bedroom estate that spreads over 16 acres in Las Vegas. AE's lawyer called the suit clearly frivolous since Williams has no legal standing to sue. He was not a party to Jackson's contract with AEG. It's truly unfortunate to see Mr. Jackson's demise as an opportunity to grab as much for themselves as possible, says AEG attorney Marvin Putnam. And then it go down. Let's see. The suit contends AEG never paid Jackson's staff as required in the January 2009 contract. The contract was signed and the performance begun. Michael Jackson had problems keeping up with the pace of the tour's rigorous schedule and physical demands. In response, began a series of unreasonable acts and omissions. The acts and omissions allegedly involved the hiring and supervision of Dr. Murray. AEG used Conrad Murray as a tool to further its business purposes and abuse the sole direction given to AEG under the contract. The company failed to look into his qualifications, experience, medical specialty, but instead weighed on the benefits Murray could bring, including managing Michael Jackson so he could meet all his deadlines and timetables set in place. So AEG drops Michael Jackson insurance claim. I don't know if that's the same one or not, but I'm just reading through real quick. I don't want to read it all out loud to you guys. It's boring. I know that. Okay, so basically, this is about just the whole. It's what the lawsuit's all about. He's telling them that there was omissions and things, and employees didn't get paid. Who am I gaining immense respect for as I get to deal with? Okay, email from Murray. Well, Murray went to jail, so he's the only one that did get in trouble. 2010, Jackson's father accused AEG of the singer's death. Anyway, this is all about Michael Amir Williams. Remember that name. Moving on. Meet Michael Amir Williams and his partner, Fahim Muhammad. Wait a minute. That's the one that the other guy missed, huh? Yeah, I think so. So, when Michael Jackson was doing his last tour, Fahim Muhammad, here on the right here, was his head of security 1 year out of college, where he went and graduated for business and real estate. I don't know what Michael Amir Williams went to college for, but I know that he worked for Michael Jackson only in the last 2 years while they were developing his final This Is It, whatever. So I don't know what the result of that lawsuit was, because I don't believe it puts it in here. They were looking for 50 million, I believe. I'm not sure, but this is you will make a fortune. I don't know. I can look it up later. I'll look it up later and try to see if I can find that specific lawsuit and what the what the outcome was. But let's see here. And this is in 2022. So they've managed to build up this giant real estate foundation and portfolio. They've gotten Sheen awards. That's what it said. Oh no, sorry. Oh, they've gotten an award right here. You stinking brat. There we go. So, in 3 years, Amir and Muhammad have grown their this is what 3 years, guys. 3 years. I am not kidding. Hang on. Let's do this. Oasis is the company founded by Michael Amir, who dropped the last name Williams. Funny. Maybe he doesn't want to be linked to Jackson. Fahim Muhammad, which focuses on opening up underserved neighborhoods to economic development. What does that sound like to you? It sounds like a pretty fancied up bullshit statement about turning hoods into livable, manageable, safe places to be. But that money always ends up in the pockets of those local politicians. So let's see what it says. As soon as hang on, ready? Growing up together, the two began their business partnership while working for the late iconic king of pop, Michael Jackson. They loved him all right. During the king of pop career, Amir served as his chief of staff. No shit. Okay. And Fahim serves Fahim Muhammad served as his head of security. So here we go. Like the two closest guys to Michael Jackson in the last 2 years of his life didn't know about Dr. Murray, didn't know that he was getting sedated every night. Are you fucking kidding me? Are you kidding me? Bullshit. As soon as Jackson passed away, they launched a multi-million-dollar business. How? Dude was only out of college for a year. And the other one was filing a lawsuit to get some money because he said he hadn't been paid. It says, launching Oasis in 2019. And between 2019 and 2022, the worst years ever for real estate. Why? The pandemic. Nobody was paying fucking rent. Nobody was paying their mortgages. There was this whole freeze on shit. The government stepped in and said, you don't have to pay it until this date, whatever. So, and then the market was shit. You would not get what you put in your house or what you paid for your house and what you put in to fix it up, whatever. You were still going to make less than that because the market was shit. So the market is shit for those 3 years, but yet these guys made how much? From 40K to 10 million. That's a lot of money. That is a lot of money. Amir grew up in a black neighborhood, but attended a predominantly white high school, and he noticed the difference between white and black neighborhoods. Dedicated to improving low-income communities, he worked tirelessly to achieve this goal. The struggle for his mom to provide for his family shaped Muhammad's world as a child. He came from a single-parent household. As a result, of his desire to help his mother, he worked hard. As of 2016, he was visiting Chicago actively, and I'm going to look into that. Give me 1 minute. I need to write that down. Fahim, Chicago, 2016. What were you doing in Chicago, my buddy? Anyway, learning about the real estate market. Together with Amir, he purchased a single-family home. Initially, they planned to flip the house, but Muhammad realized refinancing and renting it would be more beneficial. How? I get it would be more beneficial, but nobody was paying rent. It was the fucking pandemic, guys. I mean, we were paying rent, but there was a lot of people that was not paying their rent because they couldn't. The refinancing allowed them to repeat that cycle, but this time for a much bigger purpose. Oasis aims to invest in, with, and for low-income communities, often ignored by traditional financiers. Turn them into an oasis. Turn them into an oasis. Furthermore, Oasis created several jobs in the underprivileged communities as part of its $10 million real estate portfolio. A new program they called Build is designed to help young men and women get started in real estate and learn how to buy properties. Build teaches the students trade skills and how to renovate a house from top to bottom. Moreover, Oasis is the only Black-founded real estate fund in the country that is qualified by the SEC, which is the Security Exchange Commission, meaning I believe you can buy into it. It means it's public. Now, come to the comments. Now, mind you, this was back in 2022 before we knew all we know now. Oh, a cigarette. Okay. Ashley, October 21st, 2022. These black men are killing it. Good to see good businessmen put his money where his mouth is. Looking to do the same with underprivileged young men in my community of San Gabriel Valley. Oh, if they only knew what they've done to young black men. Okay. Here's another one from Revolt. Learning from black icons helped Michael Amir and Fahim build a multi-million-dollar empire. I'm not going to read this one, but what's funny is it says this isn't even about, these are the two guys that worked for Michael Jackson, right? And now they own their own company, Oasis, right? So why the hell is in the first paragraph is Sean Diddy Combs' name in there? Because they ain't been connected up until now. Their connections have been with the King of Pop. Now, how did Fahim and Michael Amir end up having a relationship with Sean? That's another thing I need to know. How did that happen? Like, where did that start? Sorry, I have to write certain things down. Okay. Could you ever imagine what it was like to work with Michael Jackson? What about Sean Diddy Combs or the Honorable Minister Farrakhan? Luckily for Michael Amir and Fahim Muhammad, they have worked with all three. Yeah, I'm not going to get into it. I just read you the whole story. Basically, this is the same thing, just blowing it up a little bit more. And then they ask them questions like, how would you explain what you do to a 5-year-old child? And then, okay, so anyway, it just says we have some young black men and women being killed, like Tamir Rice, Sandra Bland. We want to create okay. They're just being activists, it seems like. I'm sure they're Democrats from the sounds of it. In 2008, Fahim says, when the market crashed, single-family homes were not considered an asset class. That is why the market was able to crash due to individuals owning homes with bad loans. Today, single-family homes are a fundamental asset class to $1 million corporations. Big businesses buy up these homes instead of single. Exactly. All right, moving on. That was just another article kissing. Hang on. Kissing someone's ass. Give me a second. Okay, now We got all that done. Get rid of that. I should have just started closing them. Hold on 1 second, guys. Oh, I didn't close it. Where'd it go? There it is. Okay. So now we're going to get into a little bit more darker stuff. I'm calling, okay? You better. Yes, this whole thing don't seem right to me. I really feel like these two iconic black men are making an awful lot of commission. All right. So I'm sure you've heard, hang on, because what I'm going to, I really wanted to do this in order, but here. Okay, so how to do this in order would be, okay. French Montana calling out record labels for profiting off artists' death by taking out life insurance policies. Did anyone here watching me know that record labels take out giant $250,000, $500,000, $1 million insurance policies on artists, that not for the families, like not to give the families of the artists if they die, but like for the company, for the record label to make if they die. And it's a big deal, and a lot of people say that some artists don't make anything until they're dead, and that's when they blow up, because that, you know, and then all the money goes to the record label, all the royalties. There's nothing going to the artist because the artist is already dead. Yes, a lot of your own employers do this now. A lot of employers do this now. So it says it's no secret that there's been a rise in death among you music artists. Like, come on now, we can name a Juice. Like that. How many people died that year when Juice WRLD died? There was a bunch, because it started with Lil Peep, right? Is it Lil Peep? Then Juice WRLD and XXXTentacion. Like there was a bunch of them in like a very close cluster that made me start looking at it and going, what the fuck? What's going on right now? Okay, so it says, in the event of an artist passing, labels find new ways to profit off the artist, whether it be releasing posthumous albums, selling their likeness for advertising, syncing licenses, etc. According to French Montana, the rising rate of deaths among young artists has caused record labels to find another way outside of releasing music to profit off deceased artists. In a recent appearance on DJ Academic's Off the Record podcast, Montana said that the beat, hang on, here we go.
You know, and that's when I realized,
Hang on, I'll start it over. Son of a bitch, I can do it with my thing. All right, here we go.
You know, and that's when I realized, too much beefing, and we was beefing for real. Like people was like dying, and this and that, and it was just like it was blocking a lot of money. People don't want to touch you. You know what I'm saying? Your rap friends, somebody gets shot, your rap friends stop picking up, the label stop picking up. Nah, it gets crazy. You know what I'm saying? It gets crazy. But now it's even crazier because they getting life insurance on artists. At least back then we didn't have that.
Somebody told me that shit.
Yeah.
Is a label signing an artist in good faith if you're taking a life insurance out of them?
No, you're praying on making millions on his death.
Or are they being realistic though?
Both. They're being realistic, and
they're praying on the death at the same time.
Life insurance anyway, but
do you know how much Ty Davis made off Whitney Houston once she was dead? You know what I mean? Like let's look at some things, okay? Here's who inherited Aaliyah's money after she died. R&B singer Aaliyah was a rising star at the turn of the 21st century. Yada yada. She was one of the number of music. She became one of an unfortunate number of musicians that were killed in plane crashes. All right. So it says, according to Music Alley, the singer's estate went to her mother, Diane Houghton, and her brother, Rashad. But her music has been tied up in a bitter family feud, kept off streaming platforms until mid-2021. The thing is, while her mother and brother own this estate, the majority of Aaliyah's music catalog is owned by her. Oh, yeah, Barry. Good old Barry. Is owned by her uncle Barry Hankerson, who had a very good relationship with R. Kelly, who founded Black Rap. That's who connected Aaliyah with R. Kelly. But as you see, Aaliyah's in those pictures with P. Diddy. So, like, again, here's another separation, 6 degrees of separation. Aaliyah. Anyway, he founded Blackground Records. 2 decades after her death, there is still contention on how to get Aaliyah's music to the world. Her estate announced on Instagram it was finally in talks with record labels to release the music to streaming platforms, but nothing came of the promise. And in 2021, Blackground Records announced it was finally going to put her tunes on the internet. The estate was not happy. Wait a minute. The estate was not happy about the announcement. It made one of its own, saying that it was protecting Aaliyah's legacy. Sorry. Give me a second. There we go. Got it. Was the reason I'm just scanning. For 20 years, we have battled behind the scenes during shadow tactics, deception, unauthorized projects. That's a lot of highfalutin language that most likely means the executors of her estate want to make sure they get their cut of the dough. Despite their disapproval, Hankerson is the owner of Aaliyah's music, and the singer's catalog can now be found on Spotify and streaming platforms. Boom. So Hankerson won, and he's making money off his dead niece. This one I really don't think I was gonna play this one. I guess all right, it don't matter. It just says that this was last year when last year's lawsuit came out. They asked Locks if they were going to be part of, if they were going to have Diddy be part of the 50th anniversary of hip hop concert. And this was their answer. And remember, they used to be one of Diddy's artists.
Yeah. Now was Puff one of the friends, but in light of the circumstances,
definitely
Puff is not.
Puff will not be there.
Yes,
okay. Puff will not be there.
I'm not even playing with y'all. We not even Puff will not be.
You can take an insurance policy out on a fucking stranger. You're so right. Date on this is, again, December 7th, 2023. Before the 11 months before the Cassidy lawsuit, and a year before the Jones lawsuit. So this was one of his artists. They know the shit that was going on, and they were saying this publicly. That's what's crazy. So many people didn't have to be victims of Diddy if they had just listened, or if somebody had come out straight and just called it straight. Okay, back to the whole making money off the dead. Okay, says to veterans of hip hop's, this piece was clearly a prank. Let's see. Lost in the news buzz is the fact that Tupac Shakur is earning money like he's still alive. The late rapper's estate just took in $3.5 million last year. By our estimates, Shakur sold over 75 million records worldwide, with the bulk of that coming in after his death. 7 of his 11 platinum albums were released, posthumously after his death. It means As recent as 2007, Shakur's estate banked $9 million more than Eminem or 50 Cent made in that whole year. Shakur's vast library of unreleased material, over 153 songs, has been dwindling of late. His estate now makes more money off hawking Shakur's likeness than it does from his music, thanks to strong demands for the rapper's Machiavelli brand sneakers, t-shirts, and sweaters. Last year was the first time in ages that Shakur's annual earnings wouldn't have been enough to qualify him for our hip-hop kings list, Cash Kings list, which ranks rap's top 20 earners. We're going to look at that in a minute. Michael Jackson raked in $275 million last year from a Beyond the Grave. Wow. Hang on a minute. What just happened? Okay. I want to see this right here. Crypto billionaire. No, where's the hip hop kings list? That's what I wanted. Oh, it's not there? Okay. Whatever. I use all my free articles, so I can't get it now. Must be. So, back to dropping bombs on you guys. Here we go. People's Voice, another blog. CIA agent admits hip-hop was a psyop designed to corrupt the youth and sow division in America. Doesn't that sound familiar to what I read you here? Who the hell's on the bed? Yes, John Homestead, a retired CIA agent. Yes, I looked him up, and we're going to talk about him after this. Has admitted on the national Russian television that hip-hop was a psyop invented by CIA in the 1980s, and the agency has directed and financed household name artists, including NWA, Dr. Dre, Jay-Z, and Kanye West. All right. The government at the time spent big, serious money on this covert operation. Oh, and they would have a meeting with all those people about, oh my fuck. These two things are, it's like we already know about it because I read that guy's anonymous letter to you. But here's the public's version. Here's what the CIA is telling you. Fine, on his deathbed, this is what he's telling you he did. He explained in a half-hour interview broadcast on national television. Before we dive in, subscribe to the channel. Famous songs of the iconic hip-hop outfit NWA. Get this. Here we go, guys. We're scripted. NWA. Fuck the police. Are you kidding me? How was there? Oh my! I'm losing my mind thinking about this. NWA were scripted by a team of war propagandists and psychologists in the CIA. Nihilist and anti-establishment lyrics were intended to unleash a wave of cynicism towards authority, glamorize the use of narcotics, and entice the youth with revolutionary counter-establishment ideas. Huh. Kind of did that for me, didn't it? How about you? Fuck the police. The retired agent claims, John Homestead's his name. Remember that name? John Homestead, the CIA agent, claims that social engineering psyop was extremely successful, particularly with left-leaning young Americans. Of course. Oh, God. According to Homestead, most have been completely brainwashed with anti-American messaging. We understand at the time the music was powerful and a means of propaganda to reach the youth. explained the 77-year-old man. Our mission was to use teenage angst to our advantage and turn Gen X into a decent, pro-drug, and anti-establishment culture that would create uprising and further division within society. We even infiltrated mainstream radio to promote their music and reach millions of people every day, he admitted, visibly proud of his accomplishments. Wow. That just, for many of us in the CIA, he says, infiltrating the 1980s hip-hop scene was one of the CIA's most successful experiments of propaganda to date. You could say Frankenstein's monster got up off the table and started goose-stepping. The retired CIA agent who was granted a Russian residence permit in 2011. Oh my gosh. There. Also claim, sorry, I keep hitting my knees on this table. I'm going to, hold on a minute. Let me get it right. Lear Cohen. Hang on. I know that name. Give me a second. Cohen's. There's a bunch of Michael Cohen's a lawyer. Another Cohen used to be Trump's right-hand man, commonly known as the tall Israeli who runs hip-hop. Give me a second. YouTube hired this guy. YouTube hired him. I just saw that a minute ago. Okay. So apparently he used to work for Def Jam, right? Lefty, little Lansky, a big check, 6 feet broad. I'm just trying to see what the heck the 8 Jews of rap. What do you mean? Here we go with this again. I think Kanye got into some of this stuff, and and a lot of people didn't know what he was talking about. And then, so anyway, as far as hip-hop pioneers go, Lear Cohen stood alone, a towering, gawky Israeli. It was revealed in Dan Charna's Expert History, The Big Payback, that DMC referred to him as Gorilla Llama. I don't know. It's like a mix of giraffe and llama. He spent time in New York and LA, but I thought it was like a mix between gorilla and llama. When Leor, it says, but that was just when Leor was just Russell Simmons' hard-nosed assistant at Rush Management in the 80s, before he grew into one of the more terrifying, brilliant, successful executives today, still running around, running Def Jam Records. It was he who pushed Rick Rubin out of the label he co-founded. It says, my Jews are fighting, Russell is reported to have quipped. Throughout the 90s, Def Jam's president, he signed Jay-Z, the Rough Riders, Murder Inc., promptly pitting them against each one another. His management strategy is a combination of Darwin, Machiavelli, and the Beastie Boys. Similarly, he shepherded the careers of Julie Greenwald, Todd Moskowitz, Chris Lightley, and Kevin Liles, an incredible group of proteges who, including the late Lighty, remain deeply loyal to him. Even still, his legacy may be that of a man who brought hip-hop to a global audience. So my question is, okay, hang on. It says Drake, the Beastie Boys, MC Search, Mac Miller, Shine, and Jerry Heller. We're going to talk about Shine in a minute. All right. So me go back to that other article that I was reading you. Hold on. Said it. I already did that. Okay, so did we read this all? I just want to make sure I didn't miss any. Okay, yeah, this is where we were. Okay, ready? So famous hip-hop lyrics of NWA were even scripted by a team of psychologists, according to former agent Fuck the Police. And when I'm called off, I got sawed off, squeeze the trigger and bodies are hauled off, and other anti-establishment lyrics were intended to unleash a wave of cynicism towards authorities, promote the use of narcotics, and glamorize gangster life in the impression of young, or in the minds of young, impressionable people. The CIA worked in tandem with the music elite, industry elite, to create a funnel. Guys, this is no fucking joke. Like, this is serious. I'm looking at my phone. I need to look at the goddamn camera. Stop doing that. I need to put something up here that says, look up here. All right, guys, this is like, wow. I mean, we knew shit was bad, but now here we go again, our own government using its system. The CIA, first of all, was created to be used on foreigners. There's a policy that they are not to be used against domestic people, but they are. There's no way to prove it, but they are. I mean, they all wait till they come out on their deathbeds to be honest, but the bottom line is that all of them are. So this funnel, which young people would be indoctrinated, brainwashed with gangster rap, introduced to a life of crime, and then delivered to this highly profitable prison system. In order to create this funnel, the CIA introduced music industry owners to the private prison industry. Sounds a lot like that letter I read you a few minutes ago. Well, a half hour ago. It sure does. It sounds like that was right exactly to the T what happened. Once the funnel was in place, the system was a lock. YouTube terminated this account. Wow, of course it did. Some of the biggest names in the music industry are in cahoots with private. Okay, read this. Everybody stop and read this. Some of the biggest names in the music industry are in cahoots with private prison owners. Okay, do you understand how huge that is? Because we've got people like Kim Kardashian, when she was with Kanye, and many other Meek Mill. Funny how Meek Mill was one of them. That's working on prison reform. So you got you've got the artists working on reform so that the public thinks something's going to get done because they're celebrities and they're, obviously they're going to do it. Please. Well, at the same time, you've got the CIA causing the problem that the artists are now out. Oh, wow. This is wow. Wow. Fucking wow. Anyway, delivering these, wow, verbally and visually, and support criminal behavior. Okay. Some of the biggest names in the music industry are in cahoots with private prison owners. Wow. I just don't understand it. Why? Why? Owners and names. Okay, so let's talk Core Civic. Core Civic. 2021, Core Civic, formerly known, they had to change their name because they got so much fucking bad press. Core Civic is now Corrections Corporation of America, the biggest name in private prison industry. Contacted 48 states offering to buy their prisons. There was one requirement of eligibility for the deal was particularly strange. And then listen to this. The weird, strange part of the deal was an assurance by the agency partner that the agency has sufficient inmate population to maintain 90% occupancy rate over the term of the contract. So they're saying, unless you have enough like overflowing jails that are so bad that these my private prisons are going to stay 90% full at all times, we're not going to make this deal with you. And guess what? They told, oh, we've got them. We've got them, they said. Don't you worry. Your prisons will be filled. I'm so upset right now. I'm upset because there's so few people that know this. I'm upset because it's been so long since I've been on YouTube. So my lives aren't going as big as they used to. And so who knows how many people will really even see this. And I just want people to know the truth. So it says, let's work to wait. It says, wait, what kind of legal ethical measures can be undertaken to ensure the maintenance of a 90% occupancy rate over the term of the contract? Let's work together to connect those dots. Ready? In the year 2012, a mere 232 media executives in the U.S. were responsible for controlling all avenues necessary to manufacture any celebrity and spark any trend. You understand what they're saying? They have 232. In 2012, there was only 232 media executives, but they were so powerful and so, but everything they said was so believable, whatever, so controlling, so that they were responsible for controlling all the trends, anything to make somebody popular. Time Warner, as the owner of Warner Brothers, could not only sign an artist, but since they are also owners of Entertainment Weekly, they can also put the artist on the cover of the magazine by next week. This is what we're talking about when we talk about an industry plant. When we talk about an industry plant, this right here is what we're talking about. That you not only have the power to sign them, but you also have the power to put them on the cover of Entertainment Weekly. The same people, because you own all of it. You think you choose what you listen to, but do you really? Here's the kicker. BET and MTV are owned by Viacom. When ownership of these mass media conglomerates is cross-checked with the biggest name in private prison ownership, things start to get a little fishy. Yeah, you heard me. Viacom, the biggest name in private prison ownership. The largest owner of Civic Corps, formerly Corrections Corps of America, is the Vanguard Group Incorporated. Vanguard is the #1 largest holder of both what? Viacom and Time Warner. Vanguard also is the largest holder in the GEO Group, the second largest owner of private prisons in the entire USA. One second, guys. Why are woke asset managers still loading up on private prison stocks? See, in 2020, they started talking about the end of private prisons. come back to this in a minute. Okay. Anyway, where was I? Right here. Right here. Okay. Ready? Wait a minute. There we go. They make money from getting gangsters in the hood to glorify their lives they lead. They don't care about the impact on society because money is their god. Oops. What did they do that for? Then, when the gangster rap that they are promoting influences young people to engage in criminal behavior, they make it even more money from all the impressionable, low-income people of color who fill their private prisons. What sign is he throwing right there? I've been to prison. I know what sign he's throwing. Yeah. And that's the tall Israeli guy. That's him. Liar Cohen. Yes. CIA agent who basically said all that, he set this all up. A music industry executive who was president for the first meeting between the CIA and private prison and the music industry executives has written a confessional letter. Oh, this thing verifies my letter, yo. The letter I found. Excuse me. Right here, look. It says that he has written a confessional letter. Oh my God. See, they terminated whoever did the video, so mine will probably get, oh yeah. Anyway, the letter, you guys, if you want to go check it out yourselves before they take my stuff down, is again, www.hiphopisread.com. And you want the secret meeting that changed rap music and destroyed a generation. That's the name of the confessional, basically, that was given by the CIA agent about 80s and 90s rap music basically being a funnel to their private prison industry. And not only that, but the heads of these music companies knew that. Diddy knew that all the people he was signing, what they were doing, like what he was using them to do. They're calling Diddy the Epstein of rap because he's got all these videos. Apparently, Jones says he's got hundreds of hours of Diddy and criminal behavior. I gotta get a drink. Here we go. Right here. New lawsuit. Don't do it. New lawsuit claims Diddy has sex tape on prominent celebrities and politicians. So, we reported earlier Jones is seeking $30 million for punitive damage, so on and so forth. Jones accused Combs of covertly recording celebrities during Puffy's freak-off parties in an updated legal filing. I have that updated legal filing. If anybody wants it, email me, Katrina White 420 or 0420 at gmail.com. It's in my bio, you guys. It's in my thing. Email me and I will send you it if you need it. Because I have an account with Pacer, so I don't have to pay for it every time. I get the alerts when there's a change to the lawsuit. There was an amendment made to that lawsuit. And so if some of you had to pay, like if you paid for it once, you had to go back and pay for it again to get the amended one. I didn't. All right. So while living and traveling with Mr. Combs, Mr. Jones discovered that Mr. Combs has hidden cameras in every room of his home. Mr. Jones believes that Mr. Combs has recordings of defendants Luchin Charles Grange, Ethiopia Habtab Mariam, as well as other celebrities, music label executives, politicians, and athletes. Blackburn continued, these individuals were recorded without their knowledge or consent. Mr. Combs possesses compromising footage of every person that has ever attended his freak-off parties and his house parties. Upon information and belief, due to the treasure trove of evidence he has in his possession, Mr. Combs believes that he is above the law and is untouchable. Cotton mouth, Kate 420. It just did a 420, and now I have the worst cotton mouth. Do me a favor here. I was about to say. Nope, not that one. Nope. Anyway, I was going to go get a drink, but I'll just wait because we're almost done. Mark. Oh, where'd it go? Yep, there's R. Kelly and his under. Okay. So even R. Kelly got, just so you know, like R. Kelly hung out with Diddy. Yes, R. Kelly went to prison for a bunch of underage girl shit. But guess what? Recently, a young man came out, and apparently he was involved with R. Kelly for years. Just so you know. A message was sent to his lawyers about additional allegations on Saturday. Among them, prosecutors say a 17-year-old boy and an aspiring musician that Kelly met at McDonald's in 2006 and later invited to his Chicago studio. After asking the boy what he would do to make it in the music business, Kelly propositioned him with sexual contact while he was still underage, according to the prosecutor's court filing. Well, Kelly was about to go on trial for child pornography charges in Chicago in 2008. The same youth told the singer he had access to a juror. And Kelly allegedly asked him to contact that juror and vouch that he was a good guy. So this 17-year-old boy that he was sleeping with knew somewhere, it must have been a family member, a friend, a neighbor, he knew that he was a juror. And R. Kelly asked this boy to make him look like a good guy to the juror. The filing doesn't say whether the youth did it or not. Kelly was he was acquitted on that case. That's bullshit. The boy introduced Kelly to a 16 or 17-year-old male friend within whom prosecutors allege the singer began a sexual relationship several years later. Kelly also filmed the two youths in sexual encounters with other people, including some of Kelly's girlfriends. We've heard about this when we were reading the court papers and talking to some of R. Kelly's victims when they first came out. Prosecutors wrote that the accounts of the boys and others would help show the actual charges were not isolated events and were part of a larger pattern. Wow. All right, there's that one. We're almost there, guys. Did the celebs one, did that one, and that's it. Oh my goodness, we are done. I want to check out this Liar Cohen stuff. Because he is this guy right here. Let's go see the images so we can see all the people he's been with. This Liar Cohen guy is supposedly real. He's like an underground. He was the one that was helping push all the CIA's propaganda and agenda in the music industry. Let's see. Last thing. Label silent on the news. What does he mean? Moved it. I heard that. No, I didn't hear this. Wait a minute. Cohen, YouTube. What about YouTube? This guy's got something to do with YouTube now? Oh my God. You guys. Oh my fucking God, you guys. Not only, look at this again. Okay, watch my video right here. This was the head of YouTube right here at Puffy's white party. right? She even got her white nails on. Her white nails, you know what that means. Diddy told everybody what that means. Okay, right? She was the old head of fucking YouTube. Liar, who's in all these articles about the CIA and whatnot, and working with these people back in the 80s and 90s to, Run DMC and NWA to push an agenda. We just looked at all that, and then we looked and saw that he was one of the Jews, as they say. I'm not saying anything bad about Jews, but he was one of the 8 Jews in the music industry. And it says by 1989, under Cohen's leadership, was recognized the premier management operation in the rap field. Steve Stout says he credits Cohen with believing early on the cultural melting pot that was being. Yeah, he believed in it because the CIA was doing it. Anyway, this man is now right here, September 2006. He's oversaw an agreement with YouTube that allowed the site to show videos by Warner artists. By 2011, he oversaw an agreement on behalf of the Warner roster with Spotify. This man is everywhere, you guys. This man is everywhere. He wrote a public letter stating some of his goals and aspirations for his new role at YouTube. He's the global head of music. He is also on the board of the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. He is, oh my God. And he is the acting director for the New York-based charitable Boys and Girls Harbor. How do we keep our kids safe? How do we keep our fucking kids safe when this is what we're dealing with? Your kid wants to be an actor, or your kid is a musician, and you can't send them out there because this is what's going to happen. I don't know. I'm blown away. I hope you guys enjoyed all the extra that I threw in here. I didn't want to just do a Diddy court thing because we all seen 100 videos about the Diddy court thing. And I wanted to show you all of the connections that Diddy has into all of the things that have gone on in the rap industry since the late 80s, really. And how many people really are scared shitless right now that Diddy's going to take them down with him. Right? That's what I'm saying. Diddy's about to start doing some talking. I can tell you that. But let's boom. Hey guys. All right. So let's call it a wrap. I'm going to do a little work on this this Viacom Vanguard connection. Oops, sorry. And I'm also going to clip up a couple of things into smaller segments so that I could hopefully maybe get like that letter. If I can get that letter out, that's important. That's important. One more time. Sorry, hang on. I want to add this up here one more time before I go so everybody can really see Diddy and everyone who's involved. Play the circus music because it is a fucking circus. Watch where everybody's hands are. Pay attention. Oh, shoot. Hold on. Did I share it? Hold on. Is it sharing? Nope. Oh, it is. It's sharing. Okay. Where you go? There's Post Malone. A lot of Jay-Z. I think he's next, you guys. Another one of Post Malone. They've been working on Post Malone for years. Post Malone, Pharrell. Ooh, there's Ludacris. Wait, there's Ashanti, or not Ashanti, Aaliyah, J-Lo. Who's with Dame Dash? Because the thing is at the time, Jay-Z was with Aaliyah, but Dame wanted her. Watch. You'll see her hand on, I believe, Puffy's groin at some point in this video. I have a smaller version of it, but that's Now she's down there with Jay-Z. There it is. Puffy's leg. And who else? And somebody. Is it Dane? No. Is it Jay-Z? I can't tell who that is. Let's see. Who's all in here? Oh my goodness. A lot of people. So many people got Drake. Me. There's one with Bieber. Couldn't find a bigger one. There you go. Another Drake one, another French Montana. You know, like Terrence Howard and wait, who was before that? Oh no. Hang on. Great. Yeah. Oh, Terrence Howard. Yeah. Okay. What's his? I can't think of his name. It just like totally. Oh my God, I'm so stupid right now. Oh, you can't see it? It won't show you? Why not? Oh my goodness. Hold on. It says it's sharing it. Oh, okay. Hold on. There we go. Okay, now it will. Hold on. Boom. Okay. That was crazy. I don't know why it did that. Let's start it over. I thought the whole time it was showing it because it said hide. There you go. Now watch. I'll show you where Aaliyah's standing. Look at how many people are all up in this. Hold on. White Party again. Ludacris, Post Malone, Jay-Z, French Montana, another Jay-Z. Jay-Z and French Montana and what's his face? Pharrell and Kanye. Look at them all. Ludacris. There, that's what I was talking about. This is an old one. Dame Dash and Aaliyah and J-Lo. And her hand starts getting in funny places. Watch. Who's all in there? It's a lot of his parties had a lot of white people back in the day. It seemed like, and now there's almost none. No, tell me they didn't just shut my live off. I hope not. Hey guys, everything good? Oh, it's okay. Anyway, I'm going to wrap it up. So, and so I'm grateful everybody came in and out. And of course, you're still there. You're my, I love you too. I'm going to break this up and work on a couple of things and I'll be back. Maybe not tonight, but I am not done with this Diddy thing. I'm going to expose, Diddy's going to wish I never got into this court stuff. Because not only am I going to go for Diddy, I'm going to literally go through, and matter of fact, I don't see, stop it, present, here we go, present, share screen, present, share screen. I hate this whole thing. This. Okay, now over here. This is what I'm going to work on next. We need to start with every single person in here. Well, P. Diddy and his sons will work on it. But I'm going to start investigating Luch and Charles Grange and Ethiopia and Christina Coram. Those are my next 3. I'm going to break my videos up into pieces and show you guys some of the crazy shit that these guys did to keep their job and to stay around Diddy. But I'm so grateful y'all came. Anybody's more than welcome to take what they need from this video to make another video. I want my information to get out there. Please, if you know a bigger person than me that's talking about this right now, share with them the letter that I showed you. Share with them the information about the CIA and working with NWA, writing lyrics, all that. Share it with other people that are doing better than, or more. They get more views than me. There you go. And maybe the information will actually get out. All right. So thank you very much. I love you guys. I will talk to you soon. And everybody stay safe, okay? I really appreciate you.